For a limited time only, head on over to MrMuckCoin.com and use code GS for 15% of all purchases. Not only can you purchase coins, you can purchase players, you can purchase training, you can sell coins for a little bit of extra bread. Who can use extra bread? You can get your solos done. You can pay to get your level grinded. You can sit back and relax and let someone do the dirty work for you. Go to the link in the description and make sure you click it and head on over to MrMuckCoin.com and use code GS for 15% off all your purchases. What's going on, guys? GS here. Welcome back to another Madden 20 video. Hopefully you guys are having yourself a very good weekend. So I tweeted something out the other day during House Rules, and it, sparked up a nice little discussion on Twitter where I really think people underestimate the true value of a kicker, and people, I think, going ahead and build their team the wrong way and not really look at the importance of building special teams. So right here, you just see, this clip looping. You see me kicking a field goal from the 40-yard line because I have the limited kicker. Now his price has risen, but I got him for $400K or something like that when I went ahead and purchased him not too long after he first came out. But first, let me show you guys the tweet that I put out, and then let me show you the response that had happened, to which there was a little debate going back and forth about special teams. So let me show you the first screenshot of me tweeting it out. So this is what I went ahead and tweeted out. Can't convince me otherwise. The best kicker in the game is more important than any offensive card you can get. People would rather buy a 500K young but have an 80 kick power kicker. Y'all build your team wrong. Big safety blanket knowing 40-yard line is 3 no matter what. So I went ahead and tweeted that out, and with that clip that you guys were watching at the very beginning of me showing that I'm just able to take 3 from the 40-yard line because I have a 92 kick power kicker. Now he's going for a lot, and I understand that, but after I went ahead and tweeted this, a lot of people were very interested. Like, sheesh, I had no idea. What kicker is that? A lot of people asking. A lot of people have no idea that you can't focus kicker. It doesn't take away an ability from your offense or your defense. You're actually allowed 1 slot from your special team, so you can have 3 on offense, 3 on offense, and 1 on special team. But let's get into the response that someone added me in because he didn't add me, and let's read what he had to say about this. So, Hollywood Ice, and again, everyone's entitled to their opinion, he goes on ahead and said, just witnessed someone say kickers are more important than QBs, and Mutt, big name too. How are you that stupid but have that many followers? I just don't get it. So I think he was not understanding the context of what it was I was saying and the type of value I'm trying to place special teams at, to which he's just taking it completely wrong and again, not understanding what I'm trying to say. And I think he just really not understanding what it is I'm trying to say. And it can be difficult understanding what someone is trying to mean through words, right? Through Twitter or through text or something like that. He just reading for he's just reading words, and he is just not understanding. So I'm gonna break it down what it is I mean when I say that a kicker is more valuable than any offensive card in the game. But first, let me show you guys another clip real quick. So here's another clip in my squad Super Bowl here, playing with my man FTL Savvy, and he has Justin Tucker, the second highest kick power kicker in the game. Now he is going to go on ahead and attempt a field goal from the 39-yard line, and he goes on ahead and he falls just short of making this field goal. And he doesn't have the kick power to make that. He's tried it end of half. It suggested he could make it. He tried it, and he failed. Tucker probably needs to be at about the 36, 37-yard line. Gave it a shot, and he failed. Now, if he had my kicker, he makes that, but Justin Tucker does not make that. And it changes the game entirely because of that missed kick. So all I'm trying to say is that I think people build their team wrong and they go after the wrong thing. I know a kicker isn't the sexy pick. I know a punter isn't the sexy pick. But like Savvy has had Tucker for a while. And the reason he got him was because I was on his back saying, listen, You have to get Tucker. At the time, he was the most highest kick power kicker in the game. And I'm like, field position in the game is so important. Knowing that you can kick a field goal once you reach the 35, and there's only one kicker in the game that can do that, is a huge advantage. Now, I believe the best kicker is more important than any offensive card in the game, when a sense of you're able to just go on ahead and get, anybody you want. If I had to start a team completely over, and I had to take one card to build my team starting, if I had to start, take one card over everyone I have, I'm taking my kicker. Because that right there, again, allows me with no win to kick a field goal from the 40, and that can just completely change games. Now, if you have a gold QB and you have only enough for one, nowhere am I saying go get you a kicker over Steve Young. That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying people build their team wrong, where I'd see people with fully powered up Steve Young, fully powered up Marvin Harrison, fully powered up Marcus Allen, and they have what is it? The kicker from the Chargers, I think his name is, or Lambo, or a kicker that can't kick beyond like the 32-yard line or something like that. There's been times where I've played against people, offense is stacked, but they're going for it on a tie game from the 35-yard line because they cannot kick a field goal, but they have a million coins spent on their QB and running back alone instead of investing in a good kicker. A good kicker is just going to change everything for you. A good punter is going to change everything for you. Every ultimate team, as soon as the year starts, I always ask if you guys can take one card from the previous year to start the next year. Who would you take? And of course, most people are, let me get Randy Moss, or if I can take Ultimate Legend Barry Sanders, or Golden Ticket when we had a few years ago. If I can start with Golden Ticket Pat Pete, give me the 99 kick power kicker. Because when I'm at the 43-yard line, I know it's guaranteed points no matter what. And that right there is so important, where people really underestimate the value of it. And of course, people are responding, well, I do just fine with my Gostkowski. I can kick, field goals from like the 34, 35. Easy. No problem. I don't have any issues. You're not going to have any issues against, bad players. Like, we all can beat bad players all day, every day. Against a good player, field position is going to matter. When you play a very good player, being able to kick a field goal from 3 to 4 extra yards further can completely change a game. Being able to punt from my 20 all the way to your 20 makes you have to drive so much further, compared to where people got like, the gold kicker Anger from, I think, the Bucks, where most people I see, majority of people I will see have on squads or head-to-head, they will have him, but they're going to have, Marcus Allen, they're going to have Bo Jacksons, they're going to have Kellen Winslow, unless they're somehow pulling the NAT of all this stuff, they're investing so much heavily into their offense or defense and getting these stacked mega players. Yeah, you got Lawrence Taylor, you got all these great players. Why do you have all that, but you can't punt more than 35 yards? It's mind-boggling to me. And I really think people really need to look into building their team. In my opinion, again, it's all opinion-based. There's no wrong way to build a team. You have to build a team that suits you and your needs. That's why a lot of people ask me, yo, GS, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? Who's the best cornerback? Who's the best offensive player? What running back should I get for $30K that's really cheap, that's good? What can I get? And I answer this question always the same. The type of players that I need are going to be different for the type of players that you need. I cannot tell you what player is good for you and your scheme. My offense is heavily revolved around the run game. So if I get a receiver, I want receivers that are going to be able to run block. I want tight ends that's going to be able to run block. I need players to help me be successful on the ground, which is why I'm going to go on ahead and spend coins on 3 running backs, because I run the ball a lot. I need Marcus Allen to be just glitchy as he is. And then when he's tired, even if it's just 1 or 2 runs, I want to be able to have someone that can just do good for me. And That's why I'm gonna get 3 running backs for those type of scenarios. I'm gonna get run blocking tight ends. I'm gonna get Kittle. I'm gonna get Delaney Walker. And I'm gonna sneak in a Gold Doyle at my fullback spot. That way I can sub him in because his run block is that good. I'm going to spend the coins heavily on a fullback because he has great lead block and he's going to run the toss for me. He's going to be able to pick up that middle linebacker on shooting around the outside to where another fullback isn't going to be able to do that. Now, if all you do is pass, then I'm going to recommend you the wrong guys. There's no need for you to get Delaney Walker. There's no need for you to get this fullback or, Jack Doyle. Maybe you need a Kurt Warner because you need to be able to do specific hot routes. Maybe instead of a Marcus Allen, you don't run the ball a lot. There's no need for you to spend those coins there. You can put those coins into a Jerry Rice or Marvin Harrison or somewhere like that. Maybe you need better pass blocking guards and tackles instead of the guys that I have that are souped up mainly for run block instead of pass blocking. And on defense, if you run nothing but zone is your zone. Zone is your go-to, then there's no need for you to get Gilmore. Yeah, he's the highest overall corner in the game, but there's no need for you to go on ahead and get Gilmore if all you do is run zone because he doesn't meet the zone threshold. Yeah, he's going to make plays for you, but Willie Brown is going to be more suitable for your scheme because Willie Brown is going to have 90 zone, whereas Stephen Gilmore does not. And, if you run a lot of man, then Gilmore's your guy, right? You want to get Gilmore, and you want to stay away from someone like Charles Tillman. There's no need for you to, not Tillman, no, he meets his own threshold, his man, Chris McAllister. You want to stay away from someone, no, he runs man zone. If you run a lot of man, then you want to get Chris McAllister. You want to get Gilmore. If you run zone, you don't really want McAllister out there because you would much rather have somebody out there with 90 zone if you can. Someone here like Patrick Surtain, no need to get him if all you do is run zone. His zone is low, but his man is very, very, very good. Mel Renfro right here is one of the few that can do both. So invest in a Mel Renfro. Invest in someone that can go on ahead and meet both thresholds for you and can be on the field at all times no matter what. There's a lot of people that says, I can't stop the run. You can't stop the run because you don't have the personnel to stop the run. You can't stop the run because you have Deion Jones and people like that. You have zone guys instead of run stopping guys. Like today I went ahead and picked up Ted Hendricks specifically for the run. Only for the run. Now I know a lot of people are probably not going to go on ahead. Now I haven't invested too much money in this game. I put some money in, don't get me wrong, but I haven't invested too much. Most of it has just been from me playing the game, grinding, and again, a Super Bowl on Legend is going to run you 225K, and I have 30 of them on squad, so you can do the math. I've been in Legend tier since the game came out, and I think I got demoted literally once, and it was from disconnecting. But outside of that one demotion, I've been in Legend the entire time, so I've easily won 20 plus Super Bowls in Legend, and that right there is over 4.5 million coins alone in just that. And so I'm able to do it better. But if you can't stop the run, then try and get people that's put them in a position where they're going to be able to stop the run. Ted Hendricks has one of the highest block sheds in the game. And a lot of people aren't going to want this card, right? Because he can't really go after the QB like that. But one thing that he does have is that, one, he can have both run stopper and tackle supreme active at the same time, which is incredible. Two, he has one of the highest IBLs in the game. And if you guys don't know, IBL is just very, very, very important for just, breaking up runs. And since I got this card and I put him on my edge, now he's not out there when they pass the ball. But when they run the ball, he's out there, and he is dominant. He has made so many plays for me already to where they try running the ball, and he just sheds right away, and he gets the tackle. Von Miller wasn't really doing that for me. But when they're passing the ball, Von Miller's on that D-line, and he's going wild. You know what I mean? But again, in my opinion, I say all that to just say this. If you have a Steve Young, if you have a Eddie Jackson, if you have a LTD McCaffrey, and you have all these expensive guys, but you have a Matt Bryan as your kicker, I truly think you're not looking at building your team. I think you're going after the sexy players, right? The quote-unquote sexy picks. Now, I play squads a lot with Mikey and Savvy, And I tell them all the time, when they ask me, oh, who should I get next? Like Savvy, it's not like he has Tucker because he can't afford the limited kicker. He went from Steve Young to Kurt Warner, back to Steve Young, got LTD Winslow, and he made all these upgrades where he could have easily gotten the kicker at that point. Now, the kicker is probably up, way more, but if you pay attention to it, you're going to be able to get it for a good price. Not all the time he's up for 800K. By no means am I saying spend 800K if you have a 71 overall offense on a kicker. No, you build your offense and you get who you need. But if you're going to go on ahead and spend all these coins, like right here, 550, I think he's worth every coin of 550 without a doubt. I would much rather have this kicker and basically Mahomes or basically Tom Brady that can get the job done than have Steve Young and Tucker. Because this card is going to be able to bail me out a lot more than any offensive card in the game, in my opinion, and still be able to get the job done. I'd much rather have Barkley and this kicker than Marcus Allen and Lambeau or Matt Bryant or Gostkowski, because I know that this kicker is going to be able to hit field goals for me from further, and I know that those running backs are going to be able to get the job done. There's 30 great running backs in this game. You got Allen, you got Bo Jackson, you got Todd Gurley, you got Deuce McAllister, you got Clinton Portis. There's so many. You got Corey Dillon. There's so many great running backs in this game. There's so many great receivers in this game. There's only one kicker that can boot the ball, no wind, from the 40. There's only one punter in the game that can completely reverse fields from your 20 to their 20. No wind. There's only one. I need that. I need to, when you stop my offense and you force me to punt, I need you to get the longest drive possible. When you stop my offense, I need to know as soon as I pass the 38, 37, somewhere around there, because there's usually wind in the game. I'm not saying every time from the 40 I'm just booting the ball like a madman. But once I get to in his range, in his field goal range, now I can relax. There's no need for me to get too aggressive unless I'm losing and I need to score a touchdown. But, if it's a 3-3 game and as soon as I get to the 37, if I'm at the 42-yard line and it's 3rd and 7, all I need is 3 yards. There's no need for me to try to get the first down and fail trying to make something happen, to where I can just sneak in a run, get 2-3 yards, kick the field goal, take the lead, and force you to try to move the ball against, hopefully my good defense. Hopefully, because I do struggle against some players. Some players completely just dot me up. But for the most part, I have been winning at an 80% ratio in Madden the past 4 or 5 years. I win majority of my games. And every single year, I build my team first, kicker, punter. When there's a new kicker that comes out with 92 kick power, if he has +1 kick power, I think he does have 92. 92. When there's a new kicker that has 93 kick power, I'm selling this card and I'm getting the 93 kick power. It doesn't matter. Every single individual kick power to me counts. I will not sell my running back and get a new running back for +1 agility, +1, I was going to say stealth. I don't even know why that came up. +1 speed or +1 awareness if I know my running back is putting in work. But I 100% will get rid of a kicker for +1 kick power easily. My kicker, punter, gone. +1 kick power, I need that. That allows me to kick it from 1 yard further. That allows me to just kick it, against maybe 1 mile per hour wind against me. I can probably kick from the 40 where this card wouldn't be able to, because the new kicker will have 93 kick power, whatever. And that's how I always build my team around. And by no means am I saying get you this card over Steve Young if your QB right now is the 80 Mahomes for free and you have enough coins to get one card. No, you get yourself the QB and you build your offense. You have to be able to move the ball. But when it comes to building your team and you have options because you're getting coins like that and you're investing in a Steve Young, Marcus Allen, all these things, but you can't kick a field goal beyond the 34-yard line, I feel like you're doing it wrong. When Savvy asked me what card should I get, and of course I'm always telling him, get you the limited kicker every single time you could ask him. I always scream at him, you making all these upgrades, you could have been had the kicker, bro. You need to get the kicker. It's just changing games. We're punting from the 38-yard line, where if you had the kicker which you could have had by now 7 times over because you bought 5 QBs, you bought 4 running backs, you bought 2 limited tight ends, you upgraded your whole offensive line. You could have had the kicker, and we could have been, these drives that are ending for us could have been 3. When Twitch Mikey B, who doesn't hold RB, is telling me who should I get, and he's saving up for Bo Jackson, he's saving up for all these people, and I'm telling him and he asked me, of course, I'm gonna give my opinion. I want you to get the kicker. You run offense in squads. I would love for you to be able to, one, have the slow kick meter to where you're going to be able to, less likely to miss kicks, more likely to get perfect accuracy, more likely to avoid blocks, more likely to just kick it from further, more likely to give us more points instead of ending drives and punting and stuff like that. And then I want you to get the punter to where when we do have to punt, you're able to boot the ball extra far, and instead of punting the ball going out at their 34-yard line, you can make it go out at their 21-yard line, and that's just, a big difference, and they have to drive even further, and that's what I want you to go after instead of you upgrading your whole offensive line. And, when you got the coins, instead of you going from an 88 tackle going up to a 90, instead of getting 4 different wide receivers and all this stuff and going after all this, upgrading this, and that, get the kicker. You get the kicker, he's done, and then you go after your offensive line, you go after this, you go after that. And again, just my opinion, I think people build their team wrong when you spend 2.5 million coins on 1 QB, 1 running back, and 2 receivers, and you're stuck with Gostkowski, and when you reach the 35-yard line and it's 2 miles an hour wind against you, you can't kick the ball. I feel like that's just such a big handicap. Again, in my opinion. Let me know your thought process. And again, please understand what I mean by he's the most the most important card, because by no means am I saying, again, if you have to only choose one between Kurt Warner or Steve Young or Mahomes and a kicker, and you do not have an already good quarterback, you go after the quarterback, of course. But if you already have Mahomes, if you already have 91 Mahomes, but you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to go after Steve Young because I want an escape artist. Like, I just want Steve Young. Stay with the Mahomes. Build your coins up, get the kicker, and then grind for Mahomes. Grind for Young. There's only one kicker that can boot the ball as far as he can in the game. He's the only one. There's 10 different great QBs. There's 10 different great wide receivers. There's 10 different great running backs. There's 10 different great linebackers. There's 10 different great corners and safeties. There's only one kicker that can do what he does. But when he does it like he's doing it for TV. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, man. Love you guys. Until next time. Peace.